Hey everyone, and today I'm bringing you a somewhat impromptu book review because I finished reading this book last night and I just cannot stop thinking about it. This book has given me all the feels and I really need to talk about it, so that's why I decided to make this book review. I haven't even written an actual review for it yet, so this is really not a planned video at all. I'm just going to be saying basically what I think about this book off the top of my head. I'm trying another filming angle just to see which one I like the best. This book that I read is Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon. It is a young adult book that is going to be published in the fall of this year. I received this book via NetGalley and I am just so thankful to them. I really just want to share my opinions and stuff on it with you. I'll give you a basic synopsis. It is about a girl named Madeline who just turned 18 and she has this very rare disease that makes her allergic to practically everything, and so she has to live inside. She can't go outside because the stuff in the air or anything really could trigger a reaction and she could die from it, basically. Then a family moves in next door and she takes a liking to them, and especially the teenage boy Ollie who lives there, and they start to communicate through different ways and they just form this really nice relationship. And I know what you're thinking. This sounds really cheesy, and honestly, when I read the synopsis, I was like, really? This girl basically has no life, the boy comes along, and now she can live because he's there. But no. This book is so much more than that. The synopsis does not even do it justice. It is so adorable and the romance is just so sweet, but it is also such a powerful story and such an amazing book. It is more than just a YA romance. It is more than just a fun book, because it is really fun. It is inspirational and empowering and just beautiful, and that's why I need to talk to you about it. So I ended up giving this book 5 out of 5 stars because I basically couldn't give it anything less than that. It was just too good. It was too emotional and I connected so much with this character. The illustrations throughout the book were so nice. I really loved that, and they also made the book go really quick. It was a very quick read, but so enjoyable. I loved the last illustration in this book, like the last page. It just is like so perfect. The perfect freaking ending. I just The writing is very simple, but the character was just so relatable, and I think a lot of us can relate to her in some ways. What else? The plot was really fun and enjoyable and twisty and great. The relationship between Madeline and her mother and then Madeline and her nurse Carla was also so good and like emotional, and things changed throughout the book. I'm going to be writing a review for it, which will be up on my blog, and it'll explain everything better in non-spoiler because I don't like to make my written reviews spoiler. That's why I make this video. I really don't want to say much more than that because I don't want to give away any spoilers, but I do need to talk about it. So if you have not read this book, please stop watching because I'm going to spoil it for you, and really this book is so good that you don't want to be spoiled. You really just want to read this book. So go read the book, come back, and watch the rest of this video, and we can really talk about how spectacular this book was. So, spoiler time. I don't even know where to start. I guess I'll start with how much I related to this main character and the relationship she forms in this book. I am not sick, but my social anxiety and overall tendency to enjoy doing things inside definitely makes me somewhat similar to her, and I think a lot of us can probably agree since we're all readers, and a lot of us readers are more introverted people that like to stay inside. I related to her in that way, but I also related to this relationship that she grows because I am in a long distance relationship, so I could really relate to the relationship, to the emotions that she's feeling from the beginning of the relationship to when they go on this vacation type thing. You know, she runs away basically and he goes with her and they go to Hawaii and they have this beautiful old time, just 2 days, way too short, but the relationship grows so much then. It was just so emotional. I was like really emotionally connected to this book, which can tend to be a bad thing because the book ended up with a happy ending and I'm still at this midpoint where I'm not sure where I'm going yet, and so yeah, but who cares about my life? At first when I read this, I thought that Madeline seemed really young. She was just turned 18, but she seemed really young for her age. She's obviously mature, but she's just didn't seem that old. At first I was like, it's gonna be another one of those kind of books, but no. I realized while reading this, as she progressed and grew as a character and as a person, that she had to be that way because she basically was younger than 18 because she's been living in her house her entire life. She doesn't know the world outside. She hasn't experienced things. And so she did seem a lot younger, but as the book goes on, as she forms this relationship with Ollie, and as she starts to break the rules and question herself, question life, she grows so much, especially into the end of the book where she actually goes out and does things on her own. And I think that was just magnificent to grow this character so much in such a short amount of time, because that is exactly what I think would happen if this were a real life story. Now let me talk about this plot twist. If you are still watching but you haven't read the book yet, please just leave now because I really don't want to spoil this for you. This is crazy, this crazy plot twist. As the person who is pretty good at predicting when plot twists are going to happen, I did not see this coming. I thought this book was going to go where she'd either get really sick and die or close to dying, or she would just suddenly get better. She'd find that there's this miracle cure or something and she would get better and life would be happy. But instead, this just blew my mind. See, I didn't see it coming, but as soon as it was revealed that maybe she's not sick, I was like, oh my god, I know. I was just like, when she goes to Hawaii, she has this big attack. I forget what they called it, but something with her heart. Get rushed to a hospital in Hawaii, and then she has to go back home. And then later when she's home, she gets an email from the doctor in Hawaii that says that she doesn't think Madeline actually has this rare disease. Indeed, it is discovered that Madeline never was sick. Holy crap! You just feel suddenly like you've been betrayed by the author. Because all this time, you're going along with the story just like Madeline was. And boom! It's like everything was a lie. And it was. And I think the fact that I didn't see it coming at all, the fact that it was so heart-wrenching, all of a sudden you realize you've been lied to, was just incredibly done. I had absolutely no suspicions throughout this book until the plot twist was revealed, and suddenly everything made sense. I just applaud Nicola for doing that, for being able to just weave this beautiful story and then betray you in such a crazy way. Basically, we find out that Madeline's mom, being a doctor, made up the fact that Madeline has this disease. She basically pretended that Maddie was sick this whole time when really she wasn't. Really, the mom is the one who's sick, and this is actually called, actually I have a book, hold on. Okay, this is actually called Munchausen by proxy, which is a dangerous form of child abuse in which the parent makes up this sickness for their kid in order to keep taking care of them, to protect them, so the kid won't grow up and move on, so that the parent can continue to take care of them as if they're a baby. And in some cases, the mom will give the child drugs that will actually make them sicker, pretending that it's something to help them. In this case, Maddie did have something a little bit wrong with her, like her immune system was just a little bit off, and so the mom basically blew that up and made it seem like she was truly sick. In the book, it is not actually said what the mom has, but I assume it would be this Munchausen thing, and I only know about this because of reading Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn, and I definitely recommend this book if you liked that plot twist aspect. Also got this memoir that I haven't read yet, but I got interested in it because of this book, and it is about a girl who basically, her mom has Munchausen by proxy. She finds out she's not sick, and so now she just can do things. She can live her life as she wanted to. She's just like so brave, and she goes, and because of her love for Ollie, she is so inspired to live now. And that's what's so amazing about this book too, is that, you know, it is, if you just say it out loud, that her life suddenly changes because of a boy, but it does, but not in a cheesy way. It does because of her love for him. She starts to realize that she wants to live, that she wants to have a life, and that was amazing. Honestly, this book was so inspiring. Because of this book, I have just been so empowered to stop being so afraid. If you couldn't tell, I absolutely adored this book. It is so much more than a simple contemporary. Now, it reminded me a little bit of The Fault in Our Stars, minus the pretentiousness, minus the characters thinking that they know everything. It's more like she was discovering everything. She didn't assume she knew everything already. It was sort of a coming-of-age story in a way that all happened so fast because it had to. There's some really beautiful lines in this that I highlighted. This freaking book. Not to mention it has a gorgeous cover, so I'll probably buy it when it actually comes out. I need a physical copy of it because 1, it's beautiful, 2, it's got the lovely illustrations, and 3, it was just an all-around amazing book. My brain is like not even a brain anymore. My heart has literally left, not literally, my heart has not literally left my body, but it feels like my heart has literally left my body. That was my impromptu review of Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon, and I hope you enjoyed it because this was a really fun thing to film and just talk to you and rave about this freaking book. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next. Bye!